So it's about time to officially test, or rather officially do a video about testing my new upper from E.R. Shaw. So let's go over the specs, the conditions we're shooting in, and also our ammo, because for this video, I'm actually not using reloads. I'm using some off-the-shelf ammo that a friend gave me. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. So let's see. Will it stay focused? So you can see there, Shaw Custom, 223 Wild, 1 and 8 twist. This is a stainless steel barrel, 20 inches with a muzzle brake. So that's going to be fun. I did not get any fluting done on it. I'm still not sold on the idea of fluting. If you guys have any other reasons, post them in the comments. I'll gladly hear them. Like, I can always get another barrel. For now, though, I'm going old school. I'm sticking without any fluting. Rifle length gas system. So with the muzzle brake, we have something that operates very smooth, and it barely kicks at all, and it's fantastic, let me tell you. And then lastly, although you're not going to be able to see it because I have a brass catcher on the other side, let me go ahead and walk around. Because it is winter here, and, well, like that gentleman there, he did not have a brass catcher. Actually, those are steel cases. I reload, so I don't like hunting down brass and digging through the snow and having to deal with all that nonsense. So I got this just to strap on there, but we have a nickel boron bolt carrier group. So this is definitely something, both in terms of cost, but in terms of features, that is above entry level. We're definitely taking a step up, although we'll see how the system actually acts, I guess. And that's why we're just testing off-the-shelf ammo. I just want to see what it does with various type of ammo and how it reacts to heat. Because that's the thing with ARs, right? How is that barrel and the barrel extension put into the upper? How do things react to having a muzzle device? All that other fun stuff. So let's see here. I guess let's talk about the ammo. I already fired this one, just Hornady Black, 62 grain. So it's pretty standard stuff. I actually already went out and took a look at the groups, so I'll include that in on the editing. Next up, what we have here is the 75 grain interlocks. And this is interesting stuff because this was made basically for self-defense, and I think it's like approved by the FBI for, whatever they do. Anyway, but it's pretty anemic. You can see here, 75 grains going, well, whatever, I'm not sure what length of barrel they put it in, probably 16 inches, but 2310. So this is very anemic stuff, but it's still 75 grains, and it's supposed to be very, very light firing, and it's supposed to group pretty well. Like most people I've talked to who've tried this have said, yeah, this stuff actually usually works really well. There's a reason why they use it. So yeah, we'll see how it does in this, especially with 20-inch muzzle brake rifle length gas system. I suspect it's probably going to feel like a 22 long rifle. Oh, the optics. We already covered weather, I believe. So this is a Bushnell Nitro, their latest version they have, that is 6 to 24 power. 24 power, you can see there. Focus. With a 50 millimeter objective lens. It is second focal plane, but honestly, like, I have to travel a really far distance to get to a range that's above 200 yards. We do have one here, although it is restricted for a story for another time. But the nearest 500-yard range is a couple hundred miles away, and that's unfortunate. Anyway, still, I did get this to prepare for maybe doing some mid-range. I do have a friend that actually has his own little personal range, and he has a 500-yard range. So that's why I kind of went with this setup. But first, we have to see how it does. And this scope, I think, is going to help me get there. As ridiculous as it is, I know for some sling shooting setup, they still set up, some would say they still just use a 4-power scope, but I want to see what this rifle is capable of, and honestly, I think that these two might be married together. We'll go ahead and say that. I think this is going to be the final setup for them. Anyway, enough babbling. Let's get to shooting. Okay, so 2 caveats. One, I'm using someone else's target because I had some other people out here at the range that were too busy firing to pay heed to anyone who wanted to put up new targets. Whatever, they were having fun. So I just picked targets that looked clean and went for it. Two is that I haven't cleaned this barrel yet. I have done we'll go ahead and say we've done a barrel break-in procedure. Not really, not quite if I haven't cleaned it, right? But anyway, first 5 shots, I'm really not too impressed. Could be the ammo. It is just off the shelf. And then here is the next 15, which is all one string. So the fact that they're similar tells me that thankfully we aren't really going to be too subject to barrel heating issues. And that's the thing to worry about, especially when you have a muzzle device, right? Because I do have that muzzle brake. That's something that's definitely new to me. And holy, it's definitely a lot louder. Anyway, so still 2-inch group. Was I hoping for better? Yes, but we know we have room for growth, so whatever. Same with our other AR. Anyway, I got to hang up targets and then we'll get back to it. Okay, here we go. Here's our results. So these first 5-shot group, reloaded the magazine. Second 5-shot group, they look remarkably similar, even down to having a good degree of verticality, if you kind of exclude that flyer. And then reloaded a magazine and loaded up an additional magazine, and then they did a 10-shot group with and it was kind of a slow rate of fire, about 1 shot every 10 seconds. And I do notice that the shift to the point to impact does seem to have went up. However, here's the thing though, like these two, like when I'm firing on that bag, I mean, it's the same horizontally. When you do have to shift a little bit down, that can affect point to impact. Long story short, basically this is just as much on me as anything else. I don't see anything drastic here. And paired with the other one, I think thankfully I can say E.R. Shaw put together something very well. So it's not affected by barrel heat due to either the barrel extension not being a good fit or from the muzzle device. So good job, E.R. Shaw. Thank you. However, with this off-the-shelf factory ammo, so really I'm not too impressed with the factory ammunition. We know we can do better with handloads. We just need to figure out what makes the barrel tick. I'm not sure where to start. I have 77 grainers. I have 52 grainers. What powder? That's always a fun discussion. Maybe I'll make a poll on that. Let's look at the other groups again. Yeah, when you look back at my other group, I mean, in totality, even though this is a 5-shot group, you can see it's a little bit above where the center dot would be. These ones are definitely a little bit more below, and it's a little bit more drastic, but then again, we're talking about over 2 feet of difference. So, trying to argue that barrel heat is causing a point to shift to impact with the amount of shots fired, I think is tenuous at best. So basically we can say negligible at this point in time. Quick voiceover, since I didn't have time to take a video while I was out at the range. You can see the first group, 1/3 inch, not bad. Then we go into some horizontal stringing, but then finally in that last group, which I don't count because it's only a 2-shot group, I didn't have the brass, it's 0.14. Whew. Okay, day 2, testing the new upper from E.R. Shaw. This is with different primers though. So this is 24 grains of XMR 4064 with 52 grain Speer hollow point. Anyway, 24, 24.1, 24.2, 24.3, 24.4. And these are 5-shot groups. So that one still kind of looks the best. This looks decent too, but we definitely got a flyer there. That's, I mean, we're shooting low anyway. These ones are pretty low. This one is definitely a little bit lower and to the left. So I don't know how to explain that, but I'm wondering if we're walking into another scatter node. Anyway, other people want to hang up targets, so I gotta be quick.